And welcome back again. Sweetie Pie's back. Tell a friend, guess who's back? 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 Holy. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, today we are doing the unpopular opinion tag. Now, the person that I saw do this tag is actually, who could have guessed it? Angelique. I will put her video down below for you guys so you can check hers out. But I actually got the actual questions from another YouTuber because she does, I think she does blogs. I'll try to find her as well, and that's where I got all the actual questions, because as I was like thinking about it at work, I was like, well, I don't want to watch the entire video over again just to see what the questions are. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to look it up, and Google is an amazing thing. So today we're going to do the unpopular makeup opinion tag, and if you guys want to do this video, go ahead and do it, because I think that this is such a cool video. It really has some like dodgy questions that no beauty, enthusiast wants to answer in the YouTube community. I have been going swimming like every single day, so yeah. My hair's wet. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's get into this video. Do not forget to subscribe and like and comment and all those good things. I love you guys so much, and yeah, let's get into these questions. So there are 10 questions, and of course, my logical self wrote them down and then continued to answer them on the following pages. The first question, and we're diving right in, is what popular product do you not like? Now, I had a couple products for each question, so I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. But the first product that I just wasn't, and I'm just going to reach for it, because I did have it out not too long ago, is I am not like overwhelmed with joy over the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palettes. I have this is the only one that I have, although I have a huge collection of Too Faced. I have their 20th anniversary palette. I have their Just Peachy Mattes palette. I have a couple of their holiday palettes. Their Natural Love palette. Yes, that's what it is. I have quite a few Too Faced palettes. It's just, this one just didn't wow me. The colors didn't jump out at me as being absolutely fantastic, and I think it's just because I am not that big of a neutral lover. I can't do brown eyeshadow looks every single day. It just drives me crazy. So yeah, that's my unpopular opinion, is that the Too Faced eyeshadow palettes are not the be-all end-all. There are so many other like blendable shadows. Like they're nice and everything, and they work beautifully. It's just these colors aren't magical or anything, and I think that's probably because I got it much after they had done like 5 other ones. So yeah, that's just my unpopular opinion. The next one that I had was the All-Nighter Setting Spray. Now, I actually don't have a bottle of this anymore. I did have a couple travel sizes, and honestly, I don't feel like it does that much for my makeup. Is that like terrible? I just don't feel like setting spray is really meant, like, for me at least, it's not meant to make my makeup withstand the day. I use setting spray to kind of meld all the powders into my face. I don't really find that any of them give me like amazing staying power. I do think they're amazing for, melding powder into your skin and making it look more natural. Like I did today, I used the NYX Dewy Finish, and I've used the matte one, and yeah, I've definitely used the All-Nighter. Meh, it's just meh. So yeah, then I had one last one, and this is a product that, it's not that I don't love the product, and I'm just going to reach for one in here, and this is going to blow your MF in mind, but come on now, let me have you. Okay, so this was the beginning of a craze. These are the Stila Glitter and Glow eyeshadows. Now, they were the forefronters for this liquid glitter eyeshadow, and everybody's doing this now. Everybody's doing this now. Elf is doing it. Morphe's doing it. Everybody's doing this. Tarte's doing it. Now, I do much prefer Tarte's clay, like their clay pot paints, things, their eyeshadows that are like pigments. Oh, those are so amazing over their like liquid shadows. I swatched them in store and they're not that good. But we're not there to talk about this. We're talking about the Stila ones. They dry out so quickly. Like it's most a year you can keep these, and I've always kept them so tight because they're a square, so there's only as tight as you can possibly go is the square, right? But anyway, I think that if you buy the smaller ones, crazy enough, because it's a smaller packaging, it keeps them for way longer. I've had these ones for a year, but I've also had these ones for a year, and my like larger ones, they're drying right out. So it's not that I don't like this product because I think it's beautiful. It's just now that I know that they're gonna dry out, I'm not as crazy about them as everybody else, and they've come out with some like iridescent ones. Like, Stila, come out with smaller kits of these, you know, where you can get a bunch of colors in like tiny little minis. You do that, but you pick the dullest colors. Oh, anyways, the next question continued. So the next question is, products everyone hates that you love. There's a few. Okay, now recently there has been 2 different palettes that people have not enjoyed that I really liked quite a bit. The first one was the Kat Von D Holiday, their holiday palettes this year. I don't have them with me right now, which is a bummer. Oh, yeah, they're over there, but my review should already be out of them. I really enjoyed those palettes. At first, I did not like the face palette as much, but I think there are a lot of people that would really enjoy it. I'm just not like the glittery highlight type of girl. But regardless, I think that a lot of people were hating on this collection, and I really loved it. I think that the colors were very dark and they were very pronounced, but they were so beautiful. So that's one thing that I did not agree on. Another thing that I didn't agree on was the Emily edit. I love Tati. I love Tati. She is like my #1 YouTuber. That's the YouTuber that I always look forward to her uploads. And like hearing her kind of be mad about it, I was like, there was a little bit of weirdness with the shimmers, but that palette was so pretty. The mattes worked so beautiful in that palette. And I don't know, I'm not into controversy, but I figured I'd throw that one in as well because I really enjoyed that palette, and I love Emily, and I guess that's a biased thing, but I don't know. I just thought a lot of people were like getting really messy when that was going down. Alright, the next question. Ooh, this one I liked. Expensive eyeshadows. Are they worth it? Now, my take on this is absolutely. Depending on a brand, depending on what you want. What I wrote here was, not that you can't get good drugstore eyeshadows, because you can, but if you are trying to compare formulas, a lot of the time higher end are more blendable and they are more pigmented and they just work better. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get some extremely crappy high-end palettes, because you totally can. I've been suckered into them before too. For instance, one that always kind of puts me down, and it's not that I don't like this palette, it's just that I don't think this is NARS's like quality all the time. It's hit and miss with this palette. Now, one, I have found that NARS packaging can be hard to get into for a older woman brand. I don't know if that's offensive, but I think that they could have done better with this palette. This is the Reloaded palette, no, Danger Control palette. And I reviewed this on my channel. It was on sale for so long at Sephora. I finally gave in because I wanted some NARS stuff. I also have the Tris palette, which I love, and that's like the funny part is I'd like to try and use a few of these for highlighters, but these are some very chunky kind of powdery eyeshadows. You can totally get them to work, but for NARS, like I really wish that you could, they'd be amazing. That's what I wish. So anyway, I'm just gonna grab a couple palettes for me to kind of show you what I'm talking about, because there's been a few palettes, like, you know, that I've had that have been, you know, really amazing from the drugstore, and a few that I have had that have been really amazing from the high-end side. So I'll just so quickly go through that. Alright, so I just grabbed 3 like palettes. This is kind of like a set of palettes. These are the drugstore shadows that I adore. These are the Wet n Wild. They're their 12 pan palettes. You can pick these up at pretty much anywhere Wet n Wild is sold. I picked them up at my Shoppers Drug Mart. This is their Comfort Zone palette. They have the Rose in the Air. They have, what is this one? Not a Basic Peach. This one is my favorite. And then they have Nude Awakening. Now these shadows, even the mattes, are so great. Like these for freaking drugstore shadows, and Wet n Wild is so cheap. I was blown away by these palettes, and I would definitely use these any day of the week. The pigmentation is beautiful. Like, it really is. The black, like, look at that black, man. That's beautiful. So I was really happy about these shadows, and, you know, drugstore eyeshadows. But then you have something like the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. This is, again, one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. The formula in here is such a original formula. The mattes in here, although feel extremely like they're so gritty. It's very odd, but they blend like amazing on the eyes, and they pick up like a charm. Like, it's just a weird thing to swirl your brush in, and like, it's hard to pick up, but it's very gritty. Anyway, I love these shadows. I think that they work amazingly, and oh my god, the duochromes in here. If you like purples, But anyway, this is like an $85 palette in Canada. So, do I think that, you know, you have to buy high-end shadows to make an eyeshadow look? Absolutely not. But if you want really unique colors and unique formulas and, you know, all that good stuff, high-end is, you know, the way to go. Now, on the flip side, I do want to just break on this for 2 seconds. The Too Faced 20th anniversary. I think this is like $60. Yeah. I wasn't very happy with this one. Some of the shades are awesome, and then some of them just aren't that great. And they put glitter in a lot of these shades. This is a high-end palette, but I didn't like the formula that much. So it's kind of a hit or miss. Go into stores, swatch, you know, do all your research if you so choose. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think you are probably going to get better quality shadows for more money. It's just like not rocket science, I guess. Anyway, let's get into the next question, because I feel like we're really like, you know, heading down a path here. The next question we have is popular brands you don't like. Wow, that's intense. Okay, well, one popular brand that I have had not a ton of luck with is NYX. It's not that I don't love the brand, because, like, here's their dewy setting spray. I have their eyebrow cake powder right here. I'm sure there's more in here. It's just, a lot of their face products have been no bueno for me. And, like, you know, their foundations and all that kind of stuff, like, a lot of them have been no bueno. They just don't work for me. And I'm trying to look and see if I have more. Like, a lot of it, it gets to be the point where I'm like, you know what, I'm never going to use this, so I just give it away. But, yeah, I haven't had a ton, and NYX tends to be really expensive. And then, not to mention, last year with their, like, $50 palettes, that metallic one, it just hurt me that they were so expensive. So, NYX is kind of, like, on my radar as being, like, what do you plan on doing? Are you going high-end? Like, what's going on? The next question we have is trends you can't get on board with. Okay, there was a couple here, and I don't even know if these are relevant still, but these were trends that I was like, what the hell is going on? The first one that will always stick in my mind is wiggly brows. Those like wiggly brows, I'll try to put a picture up. that is ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, who started that? Another one that I think is more common is lashes every single day. That ruins your natural lashes. I don't know if people know that, but if you actually try wearing lashes every single day and you're not used to it, wow, that was creepy. One of the palettes just slid. But yeah, if you try wearing lashes every single day when you're not used to it, you will really see a difference, and you'll always have lash glue on. So like this thing of like, you know, these beauty gurus wearing lashes like what seems like every single day is crazy. I will never do that. And then, of course, one that is so controversial, super filters and Photoshop. I really want to create something where we can all go Photoshop free for a week. And I mean like the filters and everything, because I am even guilty of putting, like, you know, on my Instagram photos, especially because I do have a lot of texture on my cheeks normally, I will just fan that out a little bit. I'm even, you know, guilty of doing that, but I really want to see what people truly look like and what the makeup truly looks like, because it's funny, you know, you see all those memes about, oh, you know, what the beauty guru looks like and what I actually look like, you know, and, you know, reality versus make-believe. And, you know, like, isn't that what we're all working towards? Like, actually seeing what the actual freaking makeup is supposed to look like? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Next one is about trends that, yes, trends that you didn't like but now love. I have two of them. One was contouring. When I first started, I had no idea how to contour. I had no idea how to do any of that stuff. I pretty much just put blush on and I'd walk out the door. But once I started, I couldn't stop. I love bronzing my face. I do it every single day. You know, I love using cream bronzer or cream contour and, you know, really trying to chisel out my nose, you know, when I'm playing around. I love that because I think you can really like shape a face. And then brow carving, where you take the concealer. I hated that because I would always mess up. Like, I could never get them to look even. And as I've continued to do my brows every single day, I've started to love getting out that concealer and really carving that brow out. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. Anyway, let's get into the next one. Highlighter or no highlighter? I love highlighters, but in my everyday, I don't put on like really intense highlighters. Today, it's intense. I would totally go to work like this though. It's just, I feel like I think we do it more for ourselves than we actually do to look good. Like, maybe far away you might look cool, but the second you get up to like the actual face there and it's shining, you can really kind of see the texture of everyone's skin. So, do you need highlighter? Hell no. You'll probably be better just by taking like your concealer up like this and brightening that area if you don't want that shimmery texture that everyone loves. But yeah, and I also love a dramatic eye, so it's not usually good for me to do this really dramatic eye and then flick across the face with an amazing highlight. It's just a little too much, a little too stark for most people. Let's see here. Eyeshadow colors I never use. Green. I love green eyeshadows, but green is it just never ends up on my eyes. And I never find a palette that has like a bunch of green shadows in it. It's usually like one green shadow. And it's like, okay, well, what do I do with that? Like, I loved the Kat Von D, the holiday palette, because it had like two or three greens, and like the one was like a really matte like forest green. Oh, it was amazing. But yeah, I really love that palette for having like a shimmer and a matte, so you could kind of work it into a look and actually have like a fully green look. I really need to do more of those. I love green looks. Love them. But yeah, anyways, something people do on YouTube that you don't like, there's two things. I've made an entire video dedicated to this a long time ago, and it was like 10 things that beauty YouTubers do that I hate. The first one is first impressions and then calling it a review. That is so annoying. And you know, I love Tati, but like sometimes when she uses the excuse, well, I only have to use something once to know what exactly how I, you know, if I like it or not. And it's like, okay, but you're supposed to be a reviewer for like everybody. So, you know, you might want to use it for a couple days and just, you know, make sure that it's good. Like, I don't know, but I hate first impressions. I can't stand first impressions. The only first impressions that I will watch are maybe from like Rach Loves and from Raw Beauty Christie, because she does a lot of first impressions. So I don't want to kick her for that. Like, that's kind of her thing. And I do love her, so I watch her. But yeah, I really don't like first impressions. And the last question, let me skip back, is products that don't get enough love in my collection. My single highlighters. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Single highlighter and liquid highlighter drawer. I barely ever use these. I barely ever use these singles because I have like 5 or 6 like palettes. Like this one, for instance, this one is the NARS one that is from this holiday. And I already have the review on my channel. It comes with 2 different highlighters, so I've been using that a lot lately. But like literally all of these freaking highlighters sit in my drawer and I never ever put them in my stash. And if you don't know what my stash is, I used to do it on my YouTube channel. I then changed over to doing it on my Instagram live account, and now I just stopped doing it. But I do want to continue it soon, I hope, if I get some time. And it's literally just like 3 boxes that I keep beside me when I'm going to go and do my makeup, because a lot of the time I move around. I'll be doing my makeup beside the TV, I'll be doing my makeup in the bathroom, I'll be doing my makeup here, over there, everywhere. So I keep it kind of smushed together. Anyways, so yeah. And another thing that I wanted to talk about, drugstore highlighters, or no, drugstore palettes, just drugstore palettes in general. I have a lot of drugstore palettes in the bottom here. I have like a full-on drawer. I have Hard Candy, all the CoverGirl palettes. Ooh, I love this palette. It is actually all of my ColourPop palettes, which I think there's 3 or 4 of them in here, and then I have some Coastal Scents eyeshadows. I never use this palette, and I love ColourPop's eyeshadows. They are so pretty, and there's like there are so many neutrals in here, and there are a lot of shimmers, but like you could totally make a few looks. Maybe I will do like, I will put some more shadows in here, and I will do like a 1 week, 1 palette. Maybe. I don't know. I never like to commit to that because sometimes I will buy something that I want to review and then I'm stuck using something that I'm not actually reviewing, which always scares me. But anyway, that is all the questions and we did it. I hope this wasn't too long because I can't actually see how long it was, because my camera just doesn't want to show the time of the video when I'm filming. Maybe they want me to see what's going on out here. But regardless, this was awesome. I really, enjoyed sharing not only some of my collection with you guys, because I got to pull out some stuff, but also, some tea from me. And yeah, I don't like getting involved in crazy drama, but I do have an opinion, of course. Like, obviously, everybody has an opinion. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Have a good day, night, evening. Subscribe, comment down below, like what trend did you hate the most? Anyway, see you later, guys. Mwah! Bye!